Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we'll put it this way, right? If you thought the double colourless energy was a little bit unfair, and the double colourless energy could potentially cause some problems, might I introduce you to triple acceleration energy? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, triple acceleration energy. And you can already tell from the artwork that this provides free colourless energy. But it's not just double colourless energy with an extra energy attached. That would be a little bit too much. There's got to be a catch here, and there are. Well, there's actually a couple of catches. So, it does count as free colourless energy, but it can only be attached to an evolved Pokemon, and you have to discard it at the end of the turn in which it was attached. So it's a treble colourless energy for evolved Pokemon only that lasts but for a single turn. And if you don't think this is going to be crazy over the top brokenly good, well, I mean, it is. It is going to be crazy over the top brokenly good. We've seen plenty of stuff in the past like Scramble Energy or Triple Rainbow Energy, which have been great and they've had downsides and blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to join that pantheon. And the thing we need to remember right off the bat here, this doesn't have to be great now. There is absolutely no requirement that this must be great now. The card that makes this ridiculous might not even have been shown yet. We might not have even seen the card that makes this ridiculous. Although, make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, this is utterly, stupidly, brokenly, ridiculously good. And look, what we're looking for here is very simple. We want evolved Pokemon with expensive attacks that focus on colourless energy. So someone like Snorlax here would be a perfect candidate, except it's not an evolved Pokemon, boo, hiss, etc. But if we take my boy Beware on the other hand, I'm not saying this is going to magically make Beware good. I am, however, saying that this gives Beware a better chance than it's had since it came out. Because if we look at the Beware from Sun and Moon, all of a sudden, 1 energy, 120 damage, 20 damage to yourself, that's not too bad. The one from Guardians Rising, 1 energy, 60 damage, but 120 to a basic. The one from Burning Shadows, 1 energy, 120 damage, you're confused. We can even look at the GX here, 1 energy, 80 damage, and they can't retreat next turn. 1 energy, 80 damage, and they can't retreat next turn. Now, to be fair, Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX has the same weakness as this, so I don't know if it's Beware's time to shine, and I'm not saying that Beware is the best use for this. I am saying I love Beware, and when I finish making this video, I'm going to go to the zoo and see the red panda, so I've got Beware on the brain right now. But I'm just using this as an example of how gosh darn good this could be. Want another example? One of the first ones that came to mind when I was looking at this card was Silvally GX. Silvally GX is great. Free colourless energy, 120 damage, and you attach your basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. One of the problems with this has partly been the weakness, and as a side note, right, the vast majority of these colourless Pokemon are going to share the same weakness as Pikachu and Zekrom, which is essentially being hunted down at the moment, and let's not forget we've got the Buzzwole from Forbidden Light, which is potentially going to be causing problems. I get all of this, I know all of this is a problem, but we've said it, let's move on. So Silvally here, free colourless energy, 120 and accelerate. And sure, once you get the first Silvally, it can set up the other ones, but the fact of the matter is, relying on double colourless energy and then another energy can be a little bit of a pain. And look, Silvally is still out there. Silvally has just gotten a couple of new memory cards, which is a little bit weird. It's got all kinds of memory cards it can use to change its typing. It can be a fighting Pokemon and take down Pikachu and Zekrom, but by the same token, it can be a water Pokemon and take down Blacephalon. And here's the thing, right? This, with a choice band, will do 300 damage, which is enough to KO a Magikarp and Wailord Tag Team GX. Now, You might be thinking at this stage, yeah, but it's not a grass type. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, it's got a grass memory. And if you want to play multiple different memory cards and you need to find the right one at the right time, we've got Adventure Bag. So now you've got a stage 1 Pokemon, which can be any type you like, can pretty much KO any Tag Team GX you want to. Doesn't quite have all the memory cards, but not far off. You can KO pretty much all of the good Tag Team GXs, and it only gives up 2 prizes rather than 3. And now this whole third energy thing is no longer a problem. That is ridiculous. I'm not saying Silvally is going to get great because of this, but I am absolutely putting Silvally forward as a Pokemon that could be good because of this. For a long time, I've been talking about Slacking. And Slacking is one of those Pokemon with so much potential, but it's just never been good enough. Slacking is basically the only Pokemon we've got at the moment, which is universal ability lock. We've got Alolan Muck, but that only works for basic Pokemon. We've got Glaceon, but that's only for EXs and GXs. And then we've got Slacking, which has to be in the active, but it's a stage 2 and it takes free energy. Well, stage 2 Pokemon at the moment are not that much of a problem because Alolan Ninetales has shown us we can get them out. But the free energy on a stage 2 is what tips it into borderline unplayable territory. Yeah, we've seen it with Malamar, and we've seen the odd deck with Super Boost energy, but to be honest, they were generally attacking with Greninja here. But now, we've got treble acceleration energy. And because we've got treble acceleration energy, we're fine. We're absolutely golden. Now, it only lasts for a turn. But it still lasts for a turn. We still get 1 turn of this. And the thing is, we can use that. If you're looking at Silvally, 1 turn of this, and you can accelerate basic energy while you do so and then rely on double colourless. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, if you're against a Tag Team GX deck, you only need 2 attacks. Against a GX deck, you only need 3 attacks. Slacking here does 160 with a choice band up to 190. Stuff like Buzzwole, which should be a problem. And if you add a Shrine of Punishment to go up to 200, things like Lycanroc, which should be a problem, are all of a sudden going down in 1 hit. And maybe you don't need any more than this. If nothing else, this gives you 4 attacks, which are going to be crazy good. Now, it's not the easiest one to search out. We do have Energy Lotto. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find an energy, put it in your hand. That could work. And of course, we've always got the combination of Macargo to search it and put it on top of your deck. And then using something like Oranguru or Pidgeotto to actually make sure that you can search it out fine here. There are ways we've got to try and search this out and get it rolling. And the thing is, it's impossible for me in this video to really sit here and explain to you all the different ways that this is amazing. I've given you a bunch of colourless Pokemon as examples just because they spring to mind as ridiculously good Pokemon. Except for Beware. Beware I just love. They're Pokemon that never really got a chance to be great, but now all of a sudden, maybe they can have a chance to be great. One of the things that springs to mind here, we've all been seeing Wonder Labyrinth see a lot more play at the moment. So something like Zoroark, Wonder Labyrinth puts your attack cost up to 3 colourless energy. Well, this will help meet it. And here's the thing, right? Here's what's maybe the most disgusting thing about this. Zoroark can only play 4 double colourless energy. Well, now it can essentially play 8 double colourless energy. Yeah, fine. It's actually 4 double colourless and 4 triple acceleration energy. But actually here, with Enhanced Hammer and all that running around, a lot of the time double colourless doesn't last more than a turn anyway. So now Zoroark's got an extra energy it can use, and one that can basically ignore Wonder Labyrinth Prism Star. I know you can always put down your own stadium, and Zoroark decks are want to play Devoured Field, but now you can either find a Devoured Field, or you can play one of these. We've all been in those games where we've had to attach a second double colourless to Zoroark, and it's super annoying. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, you really don't need to worry. What you could also do here is essentially use it to give any evolved Pokemon, pretty much, free retreat. So something like Macargo has got a retreat cost of 3 and you can't find a switching card. This will essentially allow you to attach it and just retreat. I don't think you want to be wasting this retreating, but I do think it's very much an option. And the great thing is, all I'm doing here is just trying to give you some examples of how redonkulously good this can be. Because the reality is, there are just too many possibilities here. And now we're going to be looking at evolved Pokemon in a whole brand new light and asking ourselves the question, hang on a second, could this work? Could we maybe find an evolved Pokemon that could use this? Maybe you're playing Incineroar GX and you don't want to use the ability. Or maybe you're playing an Incineroar GX and your opponent's got a Glaceon, so you can't use the ability. Oh look, all of its attacks, both of its attacks, are for free colourless energy. Now we're rolling. I could sit here for an hour and discuss all the different uses for this. But the fact of the matter is, any evolved Pokemon that can use colourless energy, whether it's a colourless type or not, is going to have to be thinking seriously hard about playing this. Yes, if we still had special charge to recover it, it would be so much better, but we have got that in expanded, and we've always got a Rangaroo in standard we can use if we're desperate. The fact of the matter is, this is an utterly, stupidly, over-the-top, brokenly great card, and it's one of the easiest 5 Wassies I've given in a while. If you can play this card, you will, but more than that, it is going to make some cards, some Pokemon that weren't that good, really freaking good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough gushing about this card from me. Now it's over to you. Gush about it in the comment section. Go nuts. But please do remember the rule, would ya? Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about games that don't have Pokemon in. And we have a lot of fun. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.